my little booty just showed up, okay? You just have to show up. Welcome back to my Miami Swim Week series, where I am discussing all things swim week, getting ready for the shows, how to cast, behind the scenes, and of course today answering all of your questions. So today I'm going to be doing a Q&A. I asked on my Instagram here questions that you guys had about swim week, and I'm going to answer them in order. I won't be showing everyone's names just in case anyone wanted to remain anonymous, so I will just have them typed here on the screen. But I've been getting dozens and dozens of DMs over the past couple weeks with everyone asking me questions. How do I get into the shows? What are the shows like? Is it worth it to do swim week? Should I fly in? Is it paid? All of these questions I will be answering today in this video, and I may need to do a part 2. This might be too long. So if you have any questions, make sure you ask in the comments below or send me a DM on Instagram so that I can do a part 2 answering all of these questions. Today we also have a special guest, little Miss Penny. She's so cute. My family is in town this week, so I'm so excited to have them here. And she is sound asleep because I gave her a CBD chewy so that she would not interrupt my interview, which is why I conveniently have my hair and makeup done and this really cute outfit on, because I was doing a really big TV interview, so I can't wait to share that with you guys. But for now, I gotta keep it a secret, so stay tuned for that. All right, I have the questions right here, so let's get into it. First question is, how many shows did you do and which one was your favorite? I did 13 shows this Miami Swim Week, which is so amazing. I don't know how not to say like I'm amazing, but it's amazing that I was able to make all of them because everything is at the same time, and you have to really make some tough decisions and pick and choose which shows are the most important to you to do, which would be better for your career, and of course make sure that you're not booking and bailing on people, that you're staying honest and sticking to your word and making it all work. So I was able to do 13 shows this swim week, which I'm super grateful for, because last year I would have killed for just one show. I really wanted to be in a show, but I was never allowed to cast because of my height. I could not get into the castings to even audition for the shows, and this year I was in 13, and so I'm so thankful and grateful, and I can't wait to share everything with you guys. Which was my favorite show that I did? That's tough. I really loved Walking for Origin of Oceans. I really loved the swimsuit I had on. That was one of my favorites, and the lighting at Paraiso is so good. But I don't know, I probably would have to say the Chrissy King the Label show is my favorite, because I had on the big Victoria's Secret angel wings, I had on big pink wings, and honestly, you could just bury me in those and I'll be fine. So that was probably my favorite. Okay, this is probably my most asked question, and oh my gosh, my DMs were blowing up during swim week. How do I get in the auditions? Where do I cast? Blah, 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 blah. First of all, you really should figure out where the auditions are before swim week happens, please. Because if you're trying to blow everyone up during swim week, unfortunately you're too late. You need to make sure that you have this scheduled and ready to go and be ready to show up to these auditions and not be so last minute with them. And I think it also says a lot about your work ethic if you plan ahead and make sure you know where the castings are. So how do you know where the castings are? Well, here are some of the big shows to look out for. So I think probably the top 4 shows at Miami Swim Week, or I guess you would say like set of shows or production, which if you don't know what that is, there are different Miami Swim Week production shows. There is not really an official Miami Swim Week. There is just a lot of different sets of shows everywhere. So for example, Paraiso might have 10-20 designers one day, and then Art Hearts has the same going on, and DC Swim Week has the same set of not the same set of shows, but has the same number of designers going on. So this is all going on at once, and that's why you have to make some really tough decisions on picking who you want to walk for. So to look out for castings, make sure that you're following and interacting with these accounts the entire year. Don't just come in at the last second and try to get known, because they're going to be so busy. They're not going to be paying as much attention to everyone on social media when Swim Week is happening. So just make sure you interact with people, and if you know any designers in particular that are going to be showcasing at Swim Week, make sure you continue to interact with them the whole year and really start to build a relationship with them. That's the most important thing. But to audition for the shows, usually you're not auditioning for a particular designer, although there are quite a few castings where it is you're auditioning for just one designer's show. But a lot of times you'll audition for the entire production and they will place you with different designers, if that makes sense. So to know where to audition, make sure on Instagram the whole year you are following Pariso, Miami Beach. Make sure you're following Art Hearts, DC Swim Week, and I think they also have the Miami Swim Week, the show's handle, but I do have to say they are very strict with the models they choose, and they will cut you at the last second. So just make sure you're aware of that, and just have some thick skin if you're gonna go that route. And then flying solo is also another one to follow, and I would say usually a couple weeks before Swim Week, the designers start posting the lineup. And so a really good tip that I have, and something that worked really well for me, is I looked at the roster on who was going to be showcasing. I made sure I followed them all on social media, sent them a message. If you're casting models, I would love to cast. And I'm not someone who sits and waits around for things to happen. I make it work. So I would DM them and be like, hey, I'd love to cast for your show. Here is my casting video. I would send them the WeTransfer link to my runway casting video. Here's my modeling portfolio. Let me know a good email for my agent to reach out to. That's a really good way to approach. But make sure that you are consistently liking their stuff on social media, commenting, interacting, all of that. And also, to get casted, make sure that your profile is portraying that you're a swimsuit model, that you've done runway, that you put your casting video up there, put swimsuit photos. You want to be showcasing that, because if you comment on a designer's page or message them saying you want to walk in their show, and then they go to your Instagram and see that you have 0 swimsuit photos, nothing runway or anything, you're probably not going to get casted, because they think that you're just trying to do this on a whim. So make sure that you're really presenting yourself and you have a good strategy going into Swim Week on your social media. Next question, is it better to be a blogger or a model? This is a really good question, or in other words, an influencer or a model. I went into Swim Week this year as both. So that was really overwhelming to try to do it all. So I would go to all of the PR events during the day, going to all the interviews and gifting suites and everything during the day as an influencer, and then heading to my call time and going to the shows. So that was a lot, but I think doing both, I really was able to maximize on the opportunity. So that's really great. And I think if I had to pick one of the two, it really depends on what your goals are. If you don't love runway and it's not really a huge goal for you, and you aren't too sure if you want to model, don't put yourself in that situation, because it's extremely stressful. It's really hard work. It's very cutthroat, and you have to have really thick skin to be doing Miami Swim Week, and that's just the honest truth. So if you're kind of on the fence about modeling, like, I don't really know if I like this, I wouldn't even waste your time. I would just go the blogger route. I think if you want to have a more fun swim week, then going as a blogger is definitely more fun and relaxed. Going as a model, there's a lot more pressure, but there's also a lot more press and a lot more opportunities in the modeling world. So it really depends on what your goals are. When you go as a blogger or an influencer, you get all of the parties for free, all of the dinners for free, the shows, you can attend the shows. There are gifting suites, which are so fun. Really, it's amazing. Like, they will have just a ton of really nice stuff, expensive designer items and some freebies, and you basically go on a shopping spree without having to pay anything. And it's kind of an unsaid trade to post on your story and kind of post the designers that they give you. It is not required, it is gifted, but I think it looks really good if you try to share some stuff on social media as well. So there's lots of gifting suites and events, red carpets, things to do as an influencer and a model. I was able to do a lot of both, but I was running on fumes, literally. But I made it work, and it was so much fun, and you'll be able to see that in my vlog, which I'll link in the corner here, or is it over here? Anyway, linking my vlog so you can see all of the craziness and me running back and forth to everything. That was absolutely nuts. This is my favorite question. How tall do you have to be to walk the runway? Now, the castings will say must be 5'7", 5'8", or taller. I'm 5'3", you guys. I am 5'3", which is why I was never allowed to cast before, but my little booty just showed up, okay? You just have to show up and show out. It does not matter what it says that they require. Just get your foot in the door, network with people, make sure you're seen. Just really put yourself out there. If this is something that you want and you really want to walk in the shows, just keep pushing and go in with the mindset that you are going to walk. Don't be like, I hope I get a show maybe. Go in the mindset, I'm going to get shows. I'm going to walk in Miami Swim Week this year. Prepare yourself for that. Prepare your body, prepare your mind. That's the way that I went into it this year instead of the past couple years, like, I hope they let me cast because I'm only 5'3". I don't know if I can get it. I went into it this year saying I am going to book shows every single day, and I did. It does not matter what height you are. It doesn't matter what size you are. It doesn't matter if you're really skinny, if you're plus size, what your ethnicity is. They are looking for all types of girls at Miami Swim Week. It has become very inclusive now, and they really want to showcase diversity and different body types. So it's really important that you just show up with confidence. And I would say don't worry about height at all, because shorty over here books some shows. What is my favorite show to watch? I love watching the Lily Fama show. It's my absolute favorite show. I watch it on YouTube all the time. I'll link some of the videos below, but I love watching the Lily Fama show. It's definitely my dream show and something that I hope to do in the future. I did go to the casting for Lily Fama. Unfortunately, they did not select me, but I was really happy with all of the shows that I got. However, that is still a goal of mine for maybe next year to be in the Lily Fama show. To book shows, did you have to go to castings or did you direct book through your agent? So a couple different ways. I actually had, before Swim Week, a whole lineup of shows booked from Thursday to Sunday. So I did direct book everything, but I decided to go to the in-person castings as well, just so that I was seen and I was out there and networking, and maybe a bigger opportunity would come my way and I could make all the shows work. And that's what happened. When I went to the first casting that Sunday, was a huge casting for Art Hearts Fashion. They do a really big show and they put on a really great production, and honestly, there was hundreds and hundreds of girls, and all of these castings, hundreds and hundreds of girls. So make sure you go in, first of all, with just prepare to be rejected and prepare for people to be really mean, because that's Swim Week, that's just how it is. And make sure you have thick skin, but also don't let people take advantage of you, because they will. I'm going a little off track here, but I think it's important to talk about this because there were definitely some people in production that were extremely rude to me, made me feel like it didn't matter if I was there or anything like that. And you just really have to be in it for yourself and not listen to these people. But they know that they can treat models like they're herding cattle, because hundreds of models fly in for Miami Swim Week. Everybody wants to do Swim Week, and they know that the models will let them take advantage of them because they want to be in the show so bad that they are willing to just let them treat them however. And unfortunate for them, I'm not somebody that allows that, and so I definitely stood my ground. There was one casting where I was invited to a callback, which usually means there's maybe about 20, 30 girls being seen. You go up to a suite, it's very private, quick and easy. I get there and there was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of models waiting in line. And first of all, I'm like, what is this? I did not sign up for this. So I end up waiting in line because it was a show that I really wanted to do. I waited in line for 5 hours just to be turned away. And I was not happy. And the people turning me away were very rude, and I emailed the casting director for what I was invited to, saying, hey, I was invited to a callback. I waited for 5 hours. I paid $50 for an Uber. I turned down other jobs to be here. Please make sure that I'm seen. And I didn't take no for an answer, and I think that's how you have to be, whether you get the job or not. Just don't let people take advantage of you. And they came up to me and they were like, I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry that this happened and everything. And some of the other girls were like, oh, it's okay. No, it's not okay. I'm not gonna say it's okay. I did not say it was okay, but I said, I really appreciate you coming down to get me, and I appreciate you making sure that I'm seen. That's really important to me. So I made it known that I was very appreciative to be there. I wasn't gonna say it was okay, because it's not okay. Okay, so just make sure that you don't let people take advantage of you, because they will. Most of the booking I did myself through Instagram or meeting people at the castings. My agent did direct book me one show, and I had them reach out to a couple of shows that I wanted to do that unfortunately didn't get a response back. But I think it's great to have an agent anyway for Miami Swim Week, but you definitely don't have to have an agent to book shows, because I booked most of this stuff on my own, but it was very helpful to have my agent for some of it. The next question is, what is your least favorite part about Swim Week? And it's definitely that, just dealing with rude people and people who think they can walk all over you and treat models like herding cattle. That's my least favorite part, waiting in lines. Backstage, you're being pushed and shoved around and poked and pinned, and your hair is being pulled. It's a lot. It's definitely hard for someone who has anxiety. It's absolute chaos and craziness, but it's part of the process and it's all worth it. New York Fashion Week is the same way. It's just the way it is. So that's probably my least favorite part, but you know, just being uncomfortable temporarily is always worth it for the long run, and the result that you get from working so hard the whole year. You just gotta kind of stick through it and make sure that you keep a good attitude and that you're nice to everyone, and not being mean, because everyone's kind of tired and irritated and running on no sleep. So just try to be that person that is positive. Make sure you are mindful of other people's space. Don't be bumping into the girl next to you in line constantly. Just be mindful of their space, be respectful, and that's all there is to it. How did you have the confidence to walk the runway? You have to know, I booked this show for a reason and I deserve to be here. And honestly, you just kind of have to think in your head, like, this is like, sounds a little conceited, but you have to do it. You have to think in your head, like, I'm the shit. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on YouTube. I am the shit. I'm working the runway. Look out my way, because I'm coming through. That is how your attitude has to be in your head. Practicing your walk a lot helps you to be confident. I worked with Kay Cox. She's amazing. She helped me so much with my walk, which in turn helped me be more confident also. But I'll link that video. We did the 3 do's and don'ts of runway, so make sure you watch that video for some tips on walking. But she does private coaching, which I highly, highly recommend, and that helped me a lot to be confident also. Do you get paid a lot for Swim Week? Yes and no. It's a loaded question. If you're just starting out, a lot of the shows are not paid. Believe it or not, it is what it is. However, in turn, if you book a lot of shows, you're likely to get a lot of press and hype yourself up on social media and get a lot of jobs throughout the year. So it does pay off, but a lot of the shows do not pay. A lot of the big shows don't pay because there are so many models fighting for a spot. They know they don't have to pay models to be in the show because there's a lot of press and hype and a lot of things that are great for your career around it. So a lot of them aren't paid, but a lot of them are paid. So really, to answer that question, it depends on the show. I would say if a show is paid, it's a couple $100s, so it's nothing crazy, but it does add up if you get a lot of paid shows. So you kind of have to pick and choose which ones you want to do. A lot of the PR events are paid, so if you are an influencer and you are going to promote a brand, there's a lot of paid opportunities there and paid opportunities to plug your sponsors on social media throughout the week. So there are ways to make a lot of money, but I would say most of the money comes in after, when you book jobs from being in shows. And the last question that I have time for today, and then I will probably do a part 2, is how did you prepare for Swim Week? I have a lot of videos in my Miami Swim Week series about how I prepared. I have my what I eat in a day video. And hi, baby. Did you just wake up? Oh, she's so cute. She's like, stop talking. I'm trying to sleep. I'm sorry. I'm almost done. She's so cute. Anyway, I have my videos on how I eat preparing for Swim Week, and, you know, preparing my walk and all of the things, how to make your comp card. So there's a lot of things to do. Of course, you have to prepare your mind. You got to do your mindset, like, I'm going to book shows. You also need to prepare by reaching out to designers, trying to get some direct bookings and have some shows in place before the week starts. That's a great tip. And of course, having a clean diet, eating according to your body's needs, and whatever workout plan that works for you and your body goals that you would like for Swim Week. That's between you and your body and whatever your goals are. So They are very accepting of all body types, and they love all different kinds of looks for swim week. So just make sure you prepare to what makes you feel like you're the most confident for swim week. And I would say the most important preparation tool is, of course, have a good positive mindset, have a confident mindset. And I have so many videos on preparing for swim week in my Miami Swim Week series, so make sure you watch that. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please remember to subscribe to my channel and also follow me on Instagram, where all of my swim week content is. And be sure to send me a DM if you have any questions, or maybe something that you don't want me to answer in a video and you just want to ask me personally. Make sure you send me a DM or ask in the comments below. And I can't wait to continue to share all of this with you guys. Thank you so much for following this whole journey, and I love you guys.